Good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Anulu Akmo Ido. The federal government has begun the disbursement of interest-free loans to workers in universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education nationwide. The loans introduced under the Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund are aimed at improving the welfare of tertiary institution staff. Speaking during the official rollout at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who was accompanied by the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Ahmad, disclosed that over 30,000 academic and non-academic workers had applied for the loan, while about 9,000 applications had so far been approved. According to him, 70% of the beneficiaries are non-academic staff, while 30% are academic. The Senate has received the interim report of its ad hoc committee investigating crude oil theft in the Niger Delta amid fresh concerns that Nigeria may have lost more than $300 billion in unaccounted crude proceeds over the years. The loss is attributed to alleged collusion, poor industry oversight, and entrenched sabotage networks. The committee chaired by Senator Ned Nwoko, representing Delta North, was set up earlier this year to probe persistent crude oil theft, bunkering operations, illegal export networks, and alleged compromises within regulatory and security systems, a crisis long blamed for dwindling production and Nigeria's failure to meet Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries output quotas. Presenting the interim findings, Nwoko said the committee uncovered systemic irregularities, poor measurement standards, and weak enforcement across the petroleum value chain. The Oyo State High Court, in conjunction with the Agodi Custodial Center, on the occasion of the official visit of the State Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Iyabo Yerima, witnessed the release of some inmates on parole, leaving smiles on the faces of their families and friends. Sheifumi Akinsaya has a report.
Not fewer than 70 inmates regained their freedom on the 5th of November 2025 at the occasion of the official visit of Oyo State's Chief Judge, Justice Iyabo Yerima, to the Custodial Center. Speaking at the event, Justice Yerima, ably represented by Justice Ladiran Akintola, admonished the released inmates to be of good behavior, stressing the need for them to harness their strengths and be a good ambassador of themselves and families at large. He added that the Custodial Center be seen as such that correct and reshape them into becoming the best, encouraging them to strengthen their relationship with God.
It is an exercise that is meant to be undertaken periodically because you know that our society is growing, so is the rate of criminality and such activities also growing. So you can expect that the population of inmates there will also grow along those lines. So more than ever before, the need for us to visit this facility can never be overemphasized because it's a limited facility, yet the population is growing at a rate that is much higher. We released 79 inmates just to assist in decongesting this facility.
Meanwhile, the officer in charge of the Agodi Custodial Center, Abdurrahman Olayinka, while speaking to Dominion News correspondents, lamented the poor management of custodial centers across the country, using the Custodial Center as a case study. He, however, advised for the recruitment of more judicial officers as one of the steps in the right direction as custodial centers are consigned in the state.
The first challenge is the issue of awaiting trial. Awaiting trial are too many in correctional centers. Here, supposed to be locking 390. As of this morning, we are locking 1,306. That is the major one facing these facilities, congestion. She said she will buckle up, do the needful, because the majority of them are state offenses. The federal offenses we have here is now up to 200. There must be more judges, more magistrates to strengthen the people on ground.
The inmates released were people with bailable offenses and some on medical grounds. Sheifumi Akinsoya for Dominion News.
The Oyo Osun Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, has generated an impressive 77.9 billion naira in revenue from January to October 2025. Area Controller Gambo Aliyu shared this information while displaying seized items valued at 800 and 18.8 million naira. The seized items include prohibited goods such as foreign parboiled rice, petroleum products, used tires, cannabis, and unregistered pharmaceuticals. Several arrests have also been made, and those involved are currently facing trial.
Month of January to October 2025, the command collected a total revenue of 77,880,153,197 naira 62 kobo, representing a 17.5% increase when compared to 64,269,394,207 naira 65 kobo collected during the same period from January to October 2024. To our stakeholders and members of the public, I assure you that the Oyo-Osho Area Command will continue to operate within the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and excellence in service delivery. We will not relent on our efforts to safeguard the national economy, generate maximum revenue, and protect society against the menace of smuggling.
The area controller urged the public to collaborate with the Customs Service by providing intelligence to help combat smuggling and other illicit activities. He assured that the command is committed to professionalism, integrity, and service excellence. And on the foreign scene, South Africa's government has said it had received distress calls from 17 citizens who had joined mercenary forces in the Russia-Ukraine conflict and was working to bring them home. The men were lured into fighting under the pretext of lucrative employment contract. All are between the ages of 20 and 39 years and are trapped in Ukraine's war-torn Donbas region. President Cyril Ramaphosa has ordered an investigation into the circumstances that led to the recruitment of these young men into the mercenary activities. However, the statement did not say which side of the conflict the South Africans were fighting for. Argentine ex-president Cristina Kirchner, who is also serving a 6-year fraud sentence under house arrest, will go on trial in a separate case for allegedly taking millions of dollars in bribes. The center-left Kirchner, a dominant and polarizing figure in Argentine politics for over 2 decades, served 2 terms from 2007 to 2015. Her latest trial comes as a hailing Peronist movement named after iconic post-war leader Jean Peron reels from a stinging defeat at the hands of right-wing President Javier Milei's party in last month's midterm elections. Kirchner is accused of leading a criminal enterprise that took bribes from business people in return for the awarding of state contract. Typhoon Kalmegi has killed at least 140 people and left another 127 missing after unleashing devastating flooding across the central Philippines as the storm headed towards Vietnam. The typhoon is so far the globe's deadliest of 2025 according to disaster database Typhoon Trami. Also in the Philippines, sat atop last year's list with 191 people dead. Floodwaters rushed through Cebu province's towns and cities this week, sweeping away cars, riverside shanties, and even massive shipping containers. And talking sports, Atalanta head coach Ivan Juric has reacted to his touchline role with Ademola Lookman in last night's UEFA Champions League clash with Olympique Marseille. Juric and Lookman clashed on the sidelines after Yunus Musa replaced the latter in the 75th minute. The pair had to be separated from the rest of the staff, and reflecting on the role, Juric insists it's normal for players to express their anger when substituted. Juric later stated that the issue had been sorted out in the locker room. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Anuluakpo Ido. Thank you for watching.